G'day everybody, where's Wally here? Well, today we're going to do a Phuket word, a retrospective on the face palm farmer and how to kill your channel. I say retrospective as this channel is basically dead now, and if anyone ventures there you'll be greeted by a snarling, snapping hobbit, and in all likelihood, unless you utter the magic phrase, "Attaboy," you will be banned. If you even hint at any idea that is scientific or based on fact, you will be banned. If you agree with any pilot, you will be banned. If you don't agree with Nick, you will be banned. So, the channel is basically dead. It may pop up a video from time to time, but it's dead, and it has no credibility at all. So let us remember the channel that was Phuket Word. He brought us the classics like water runs down the curve, so it has to be flat. That the tides are not driven by gravity, but probably rivers flowing into the sea periodically. All airport terminals are level. He actually went and checked a few, and that was his science that he did. I can just see him sitting on the floor in the airports with his little theodolite compass app on his phone, checking to see whether it's level. And then do you remember when a bird dropped a message on Nick's head? That was funny.
Fractured escape. Dunning-Kruger has two learning curve. When you come out of the indoctrination centers, you're stuck on MT. Stupid. MT? Stupid? MT. I'm not sure what you mean by MT.
Oh, one of my favourite parts was when Bob the Science Guy showed us all how Pookie did the shill game with the Pookie cigarettes, managed to hide one. And Pookie's response was, "Why are you being so mean to me and picking on me? Why the hit piece, Bob?" And then we had Conspiracy Cats. He saw Gigantor for the first time in PW, and now we all get to know and love him by that name. And then finally, the strawmen. Oh, the strawmen that PW has built. Let us remember them all. Okay, so how do you take a channel that's got over 10,000 subs and kill it? Well, apparently it's really easy. So what you do is you start a massive flame war. But you don't just start it with anybody. You pick a subject matter expert who really knows their stuff, knows 10 times what you do, has 10 times the subs that you do, and 10 times the skill that you do. Someone with 10 times the charisma, 100 times the fan base.
Hi, Wolfies!
Then you start telling them they're wrong. Well, I guess Wolfie was just the wrong expert to pick on. And his subject matter that PW picked, not a real good one. He picked HUDs, head-up displays on modern planes. Well, Wolfie has been flying all his adult life, so he really knows his stuff. Now, Nick, I have one question for you. Why didn't you go for cooking oils and deep-fried potatoes for $100? And of course, then the next step, what you do is you pick some outdated and irrelevant documents to prove your point. And in this case, with his very last video that he will ever see from Pookie, he picked a seating document and pretended that was all about HUDs, when really all it was about was getting the pilot's eyes to line up with the eyeballs, to get your eyeballs in line with the eyeballs. And that's all it was. And then he had some other document which was actually 49 years old. It was printed in 1970, and that was his authoritative document. So, and of course then the other funny part is the other documents that he cites, he actually told somebody to go and watch a video. Well, I went and had a watch of the video, and you can see that I think it was a bit of a simulator, but anyway, it started off at 1,200 feet, and you can see the HUD line was distinctly above the horizon, the natural horizon line where the Earth meets the sky. But when the plane landed a minute later, these two were then on top of one another. Well, I asked Nick why, and I got banned for that. And on his latest video, I just love this because at one part he actually says a thing that's true. He points out the horizon line is parallel to the ground. But then about 2.5 minutes later, he tries the old switcheroo cigarette lighter game, and he forgets all about what he's just learned, and he states that the horizon line doesn't line up. It lines, and he's talking about the Earth-sky horizon. Well, anyway, I'll let you listen to those two bits here.
But we can see here in this diagram what the pilot sees, and of course we have here this horizontal line called the horizon. So no matter what pitch the aircraft is pitching up or down, the horizon line here is always parallel to the level surface, of course. And you can see here that it's been put together by various contributors, including cockpit designers and engineers and expert pilots and flight operations support personnel. Okay, so these are experts in the aviation industry, including pilots, that are telling us exactly what the horizon is to a pilot, and it is that view of a horizon line where the surface and the sky appear to meet directly in front of them.
And I was going to go and make a whole video about this, but then I realised I just did this 2 weeks ago, and I did a damn good job of it too, I think, when I just watched it again. So I'll leave the link in the description below for my previous video on all of this. And here's the one photo that basically kills this whole video of Nick's. It's just this one photo that Wolfie took a couple of weeks later when the plane was on descent, and the sun was also where the moon was. And guess what? This time the bore sight is below the horizon because the plane is actually pitched downwards. Oops, sorry Nick, that just kills your whole argument, doesn't it? Well, while I've been watching this channel slowly dying in the last couple of weeks, I noticed that the back padders, and there was only about 3 or 4 of them, were managing to stay there. But when you looked at all the people who were popping in and then disappearing, popping in and disappearing, there's about 20 or 30 of these people. And I thought I'd join in, but of course I'm banned, so I had to create a new persona. So Harry the Thinker 74, well, that was me, and I jumped in and had a bit of a chat to Nick, but I didn't get very far because I guess he's so used to people coming in to troll him that he just straight away thought, oh, this guy's too smart for me. Anyway, that didn't last long, but what I'll do now is at the end of this is I'll just leave, because I've been screen capping like mad for the last couple of weeks, and I've just got a whole pile of them, but I think I'll just leave them on like a 10-second for each one and let them play out at the end here. So while you click and subscribe, you can watch as long as you like, or if you're bored, don't worry, you probably want to give it away, but there are some real treasures in this lot. And bear in mind that most of these were there for a little while and now they're gone as the stream is dying. And in memoriam for Nick, why don't we all drop by his thread? It's one that Wolfie had started on his latest video, and just say hello to the lonely old man there. I think he's there all by himself, no friends, so just drop a comment in there. For those of us who are able to, that is. Probably not very many would be able to, but just if you can, drop a comment in there saying, hello Nick, is it fun here all by yourself? Well, that was the channel that was Phuket Word. It was nice to know you, Nick. We'll let you have the last word, okay?
Whatever.